Imagine waking up one morning to a world completely different from the one you went to sleep in. Borders redrawn, new alliances formed, and old empires rising and falling. This isn't a scene from the next big movie. It's the silent war happening all around us every day. Geopolitics isn't just about countries fighting over land or resources. It's the hidden force behind every decision, every deal, every shift in the balance of power. But what if I told you that this invisible chess game is playing a bigger role in your life than you think? When we talk about global events, we tend to focus on what we see in the headlines. But the real story is often buried beneath the surface. Take the economy, for instance. You probably think it's about money, right? But at its core, it's about control. The countries that control the flow of resources, the ones with the strategic advantage, are the ones that dictate the rules. And sometimes they don't even need to fire a shot to win. Ever wonder why certain nations seem to always be in the news, while others are quietly making moves behind closed doors? It's not by accident. These countries are positioning themselves for something bigger, something most of us are too distracted to notice. The rise of China, the shifting sands in the Middle East, and the unspoken tension between world powers, it's all connected. What if I told you that geopolitics is about more than borders? It's about influence, control, and the quiet battles that shape our future. The economy isn't just a series of transactions, it's a battleground, and the winners aren't always the ones you expect. The past century has shown us that the strongest army doesn't always win. It's the ones who control the flow of information, the ones who can make or break global supply chains, the ones with the key strategic partnerships that change the course of history. Take a deeper look at the alliances forming under the radar. The new economic corridors, the trade deals, the quiet diplomacy. These are the things that matter, not the headlines, not the sensational news stories. The real game is happening in the spaces between the lines. Ever heard of something like the Silk Road economic belt? It's a massive infrastructure project that stretches from China all the way to Europe. But it's not just about roads and railways, it's about control of the trade routes, control of resources, and control of the future. Then there's the Middle East, a region that's been at the heart of global politics for decades. But it's not just about oil, it's about influence, strategic alliances, power plays, and the quiet shaping of global diplomacy. Countries like Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Israel aren't just fighting over land, they're fighting for their place in the world order, and the rest of the world is watching, waiting for the smallest misstep to tip the balance. And have you ever wondered why some countries seem to be more neutral in these conflicts? Switzerland, for example, always staying out of the fray, but always in the game. Their neutrality isn't just a passive stance, it's a powerful strategy to maintain influence without getting directly involved. They act as mediators, peacekeepers, and financial hubs, quietly pulling the strings behind the scenes. But here's the kicker. You are a part of it. Every time you buy something, every time you make a decision, every time you interact with the world around you, you're playing a role in this global puzzle. The choices of nations, of leaders, of corporations, they all influence the course of your life, whether you realize it or not. When you buy a product made in China or travel to a country that has ties to a global superpower, you're unknowingly contributing to the larger game. It's not just about what you see, it's about the invisible web that connects us all. Have you ever thought about how your country's foreign policy affects your daily life? When a government signs a trade deal with another nation, it's not just about the money, it's about what that deal means for your security, your job, and your future. The flow of goods, the movement of capital, and the control of vital resources, all of these are shaped by geopolitics, and they trickle down to every corner of the world. Take a moment and think about this. The internet, it seems like a global space, right? But did you know that it's split into competing spheres of influence? The US, China, Russia, all these countries have their own visions for how the internet should work and how it should be governed. The way we access information, the way we communicate, and the way we interact with the world is being shaped not just by technology, but by national interests. The digital landscape is the new frontier, and just like in the past, the nations that control it will hold the keys to power in the future. So the next time you hear about a new conflict or a treaty being signed, remember this. Geopolitics isn't just a topic for the experts, it's the game everyone's playing, whether they know it or not. And the moves being made today will echo in ways you'll only realize tomorrow. The alliances you don't hear about, the trade deals you don't see, and the quiet negotiations happening between world powers. They're all part of the world that's shaping your future. Because the future, it's already been decided. And the question is, will you even notice when it happens? Will you see the moves being made right under your nose? Or will you be caught off guard when the world shifts once again? Geopolitics isn't waiting for you to catch up. It's moving faster than you think, and if you don't start paying attention now, you might just miss the chance to understand the world that's being built around you.